Good evening. It's Wednesday. It's 9 o'clock. It's night time with me, your Auntie Nelly. How are we all? Where are you watching me from? Give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. Please be aware that tonight there will be strong language throughout and talk of a sexual nature. Any advice I give to any dear Auntie Nellies this evening is purely for entertainment purposes. Can I also say, if anybody starts commenting on your comments or telling you that you are a competition winner or there's a giveaway or you've won a prize, there's no such thing. Scammers are jumping on all my lives at the moment and they are recreating fake profiles and they're telling my gorgeous flower pot followers that they've won a prize. All they have to do to redeem that is give them their banking information. Never do this. Never do this. As a public figure, as an actual page, I cannot send number one, face requests, and number two, if I was ever going to come to you and ask you for any bank details, it is definitely not me. Why would you have to pay somebody to win a prize? Doesn't make sense. So I just thought I'd put that out there. So good evening, gorgeous flower pots. How are we? How are we all? Good evening. It's Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Anything I say tonight, any advice I give is for purely entertainment purposes. Can I just say, I am absolutely high as a kite on cocodamol. I slipped in kitchen and I've done something to my back. So I've took quite a lot of cocodamol. So who knows what we're going to read. So what is Nighttime with Nelly? Flower pots right into the page with their dear Auntie Nellies. They're retrieved into a special inbox. They go into an email and then I will open the email. I have no idea what I'm going to read. And that's the joy of the show. I don't know what we're going to read. You don't know what I'm going to say. And the advice for entertainment purposes is purely off the cuff. So please keep writing into the page for your Nighttime with Nellies or your Sunday service. And once again, let me just say, I am high on cocodamol because I slipped in kitchen and I've done something to me back. Good evening, Stephen Sullivan. Or should I say, good evening, Father Christmas. So, ciao, Sarah Nicosia. Ciao, 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 buonasera. So, yes, good evening, everybody. Give me a like, give me a love, give me a share. Let me know where you are watching me from. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching me from. So, yes, I am here. It's Wednesday. It's 9 o'clock. And it's time for some Dear Auntie Nellies. Have you been writing into the page? Or are you sat there patiently waiting for me to read out your conundrum? Because I always feel that a problem shared is a problem solved. And whilst we're going away with this live Nighttime with Nelly, I know my gorgeous flower pots like to jump on and assist should they been in that position, or also give advice as well. So there we go. There we go. So yes, good evening everybody. I'm already feeling the giggles coming on because I feel out of it on cocodamol. Can you imagine that I slipped in the kitchen? One foot went one way and one foot went the other way, and I've done something to me back. So I thought the only thing that works for me is cocodamol, but the only thing is with cocodamol, it does one or two things. It makes me absolutely hyper, where you have to peel me off ceiling, or it just puts me to bed. But I'm on bed, aren't I? So let me know where you're watching me from and let me know what you're doing. Is it your daytime? Is it your afternoon? Is it your evening? Have you got your pyjamas on? Is Wednesday night now your favourite night of the week, apparently? Okay, let's go. Once again, talk of a sexual nature and strong language throughout. So if this is not your bag, you've got a chance to leave now. Hashtag off your fuck. Hashtag bye Felicia. And you're loving the bye Felicia that we've got in at Ruby and Daisy. So it is still available. Should you want it, it's in my stories. Click the link above. Let's go. Dear Auntie Nelly. My man is obsessed with having sex while I am on my period. He even wants to have oral sex with me during this time of the month. Oh, dear God. I have never been into this, so I have never had sex when the painters are in. Ha! When the painters are in. There's all different ways we can say our period. I've never used that, painters. Is this a fetish? Is there anything special I need to know about period sex? I really like him, but I don't want to be into anything weird. Should I just break up with him? I think you should all try anything once, I always say. But period sex has never been for me. I think it just depends on what kind of period you have. So if you're like me, and you probably have 37 million people's periods within the space of 5 days, nobody wants to go near that. The fact that he finds you sexually attractive whilst you're on your period, which is you're bloated, you're swollen, you're quite psychotic, you've got like spots all over your face, you've constantly got chocolate in your mouth and nobody really wants to come near you, I think says a lot about him, really. He's a bit of a keeper. I also think it depends on what kind of period flow you have and in what kind of sexual positions you'd be having sex, because you don't really want to be getting on top for that, do you? I mean, what is he, a fucking bloodhound that he wants to actually have oral sex while you're bleeding? And if you don't feel comfortable about having oral sex or any sex while you're on your period, but he just likes actually doing oral sex because of the taste, give him a bag of 2p to suck on. It's not really my bag. Would I say it's a fetish? I wouldn't say having sex on your period is a fetish. But if you're being pushed into something that you don't feel comfortable with, then once again, it's not consensual, therefore it's a crime. But number two, I can't see, I mean, some people's cervix is really sensitive. So the last thing you want is somebody fucking bouncing about in there. It is personal taste. I'm not against anyone having sex on the period. You could, if you wanted, put a towel down, do it on a rubber sheet, try the spooning position, try positions where your flow is not as bad. You could even try a menstrual cup. So, is it a fetish? No, I don't believe it's a fetish. Is there anything you can do to make it a pleasant experience? I personally would say no. And you know, you might be one of those ladies that only bleeds for 3 days or 5 days, unlike me. 187 days I am here, but I'm in for surgery on the 5th of January, so I'm ever so excited about that. So yeah, so I'm not quite sure where the jury sits on that. I think it's a quite personal thing that's probably still a little bit of a taboo. We don't actually really talk about periods anyway, unless you're me. Which I tell everybody, because like I said, I've been bleeding for 187 days now, so I'll tell anybody who'll listen. I don't think Frank were right happy about it while he was buying his paper this morning, but there you go. That's what happens when you get into conversation with your Auntie Nelly. But yeah, do I think it's a fetish? I don't think having sex on your period is a fetish. The fact that he wants to perform oral sex on you whilst you're bleeding could be a little bit of a fetish. So I'd sit the bloodhound down at the kitchen table and I'd just say, listen, I don't feel uncomfortable about having periods. Most women do. I don't feel like it's a dirty thing or a messy thing. We can, you know, but I'm not feeling comfortable. So it's not really something I want to be doing. So I don't mind having the sex, but the oral sex is not really my thing. And leave it at that and see what he says. Okay? And we'll move on, shall we? Okie dokie. Dear Auntie Nelly, I am a 38-year-old man. Oh, and recently both my testicles seem to have started hanging loose all of a sudden, and the skin on my ball bag has become extremely sensitive. Would you say this is a medical emergency? Okay, so if ever you think anything is a medical emergency, don't ask me because I'm not a professional. Go and see a general practitioner. But what I would say is, you know, as we age, things start to sag a little bit. Things start to droop a little bit. I mean, fucking hell, in my 20s, my tits were on high beam. In my 30s, a bit mid beam. Now in my late 40s, they're fucking on very low beam. If you want to suck my tits, you've got to get down on your knees. But this times I have to get back down on my knees, so I'll help you back up as you help me. But yeah, I think ageing, you're 38, some people's skin is not that good at elasticity. So some people have quite saggy scrotums and ball sacks in their teens, and some people's are quite tight and nice until they get a bit older and then they start to sag. So I'd say that's an aging process, but the fact that your testicle bag has gone quite sensitive, I would say in order for you to put your mind at rest, then please see a general practitioner, because unbelievable this, but I have got bigger balls than most of the nation. But I haven't actually got a ball sack, so I can't actually talk from experience, okay? But I do believe that some men that have frequented this here bedroom have had quite sensitive ball sacks, and others have said, kick me in balls, I like it, you know, whichever, it's up to you. But yeah, I'd say the fact that the skin's going slightly softer and a little bit more saggier it's aging. And I'd like to welcome you to the aging process of when you start looking at your body in the mirror and things aren't just where they were. And, you know, sometimes you think they weren't there this morning, or it is there this morning and it's not there tonight. So there you go, but that's aging for you. But once again, we're not going to say anything bad about that, because aging is a privilege denied to many. Oh yes. So with every day you age, you're blessed. You're privileged. Dear Auntie Nelly, my friends often talk about an act of foreplay called golden shower. I don't think that's foreplay. Is that foreplay? I want to try this out with my girlfriend, and she said, okay. But we thought we'd write to you because we want to know if it's a safe thing to do. What are the hygiene precautions that we should consider taking? I don't know if it's golden shower a foreplay. It's like a sex act, isn't it? It's a fetish. Golden shower is definitely a fetish. Where, oh, fuck a duck, hang on. Where either you piss on your partner or your partner pisses on you. So either they can be wanking and you're pissing on the cock, or you're fingering yourself and they're pissing on your vagina, or they're pissing on your face or into your mouth or whatever. What I would advise here is, I don't think there's enough scientific research to say that you must drink your own urine in the morning. But there was, not long ago, people saying it was right good for you. But that was your urine. So I wouldn't really recommend drinking anybody else's. Also, urine is actual, it's toxins coming out your body. So why would you want to be drinking it back in? If you want to piss on her tits and she wants to piss on your cock, crack on. But what I would say to that is do it in shower. Do it in shower, or do it like not in your house in an hotel room for night or something. You know, I mean, there's all that rubber plastic sheets and shite you can put down, but I don't think it's right attractive. You can give it a go, like I say, you know, give everything a go once just to see, and maybe twice just to see that you didn't really like it. But is there a safe way of having a golden shower? In the shower, make sure you don't slip. And I'd just say, if you want to partake in this golden shower, what you think is foreplay, but really it's a fetish, then just piss on each other and see what you think that way. I wouldn't start pissing in each other's mouths, because for hygiene purposes, really, like I say, piss is a toxin, and that's what your kidneys are supposed to do. They like get rid of all your toxins in you. But I don't know why I'm feeling myself like this. It must be cocodamol. I'm getting excited talking about golden showers. That'd be just my fucking luck. I'd try a golden shower, I'd get in shower, I'd fucking slip, and I'd end up in fucking A&E. Fucking piss all over me. Not attractive. So, yeah, there is no actual safe way to do it. Only be careful in the shower if you're going to do that. And I wouldn't, actually. I just wouldn't. For hygiene precautions, there's nothing you can take for it. Just don't ingest it. Yeah? Okay, moving on. Dear Auntie Nelly, I am a 21-year-old woman. When I have sex with my boyfriend, even though he satisfies me sexually, I don't orgasm easily. It takes absolutely ages, and we often have to... We often what? We often have to stop for a cigarette break in between. Is there anything that we can do that will make me come quicker? Do you know of any techniques that you can share with us? Thank you, Anonymous Flower Pots. Oh, well, some people do take quite a bit to orgasm. Some people can just, like, start doing foreplay, start having intercourse, and then they have to, like, finish themselves off during the act because it's easier and it's quicker. You know, it just depends. It depends. I mean, does it have to be quick? Is there a problem with you not orgasming within 5 minutes? Are you on time? Are you on a timer? Are you doing it at wrong time of day? Is it before you're picking kids up from school so you haven't got time? Are you doing it in the morning before your alarm going off and you have to get up and you're rushing around doing fucking kids' breakfast and lunch boxes? You know what I mean? Have you actually laid down with your partner, and when you're starting to do the foreplay, etc., have you already got it in your head that I'm not going to fucking come for ages here and we're going to have to stop for a fag? Fag in the United Kingdom means a cigarette. So in other countries, it might mean other things, but let's say cigarette, okay. So no, there's no technique. I just think it's about ignoring the actual act of orgasm and thinking that that is what completes your sex, and just enjoying what you're actually doing. So enjoy the foreplay, enjoying the kissing, enjoying the tickling, the caressing, the touching, you know, enjoying all that. And I know that it's so good to have an orgasm. It really is. It's so good to fucking have 3 orgasms and fucking shoot like a fucking fountain and you be like a fucking tsunami. It's brilliant. It is. It is. It's what we want, isn't it? That's like kind of saying, right, we're done now. We're finished. Good night. Love you. Bye-bye. Switch lamp off. Whatever it might be. But it's not always about the big, that big crescendo. It's about being intimate with your partner. So I think I take the pressure off yourselves in thinking there's a time scale to orgasm and start enjoying each other again. So go back to basics, get intimate again with you, introduce a few sex toys. Have a think about how long does it take you to orgasm when you're masturbating? You know, is it a quicker process? Is there something that you could maybe show him that you like that will actually get you there quicker? And why does it have to be quick? So I'm not quite sure on your question, but I've tried to give you a few pointers and, you know, fingers crossed that, you know, use lots of fingers. It don't have to be 2, 3 or 4. Do you know what I mean? It can be lots of fingers. You know, bring a few neighbours in and get their fingers. Try different things. Try things that you may not have actually tried and just see if that heightens your pleasure at all. Okay. Or what will I say about heightened pleasure as well? Can I just say, apparently, if you was to have sex on your period, everything's heightened. So apparently you have a blended orgasm if you're on your period. I know that. And a blended orgasm would mean a clitoral orgasm and a vaginal orgasm all in one go. Yeah, that gets the ladies squirting, doesn't it? But not attractive when you're on your period, I wouldn't have thought, no. I mean, can you imagine getting that out at ceiling? Fucking hell, you'd have to whitewash everything. Right, moving on. Dear Auntie Nelly, I am a 29-year-old man. Okay. Recently, I got engaged to a woman who is of the same age. Congratulations. We are getting married in 2 months, and I've been watching a lot of porn. I don't know where we're going with this. We're getting married in 2 months, and I've been watching a lot of porn to decide which position I will be using on our first night. Oh, right, okay. However, there are many other positions I'm noting now that might be worth trying. How many nights does it take to perfect the art of sex after getting married? P.S. We are both virgins. What I would say here, right, is nobody, please, nobody watch porn as like a thing of like for educational purposes, right? Whether, no matter who you are, what walk of life you're from, porn, right, will never be educational, okay? It's for one thing only is porn, and that's to have a wank. Whether you're a woman or a man, whatever, it's to have a wank and then you forget about it. Do not watch porn thinking you're going to pick up pointers for your wedding night. So you're both virgins and you're watching porn and you're thinking, oh, I could try that. Oh, I could try that. Are you actually communicating this with your partner? Did your partner actually know that you're trying to get pointers from porn sites? Because one thing I don't think should be happening on a wedding night is neither of you, as virgins, will be turning into fucking porn stars. What happened? Won't happen. Even people in the 40s at 46, you know, think the porn stars. But when you actually turn light off and get on it, you're not. Because porn's not real. It's not what happens in everyday life. It's not what happens in normal relationships. It's not what happens. Porn is made for entertainment purposes, purely for us to masturbate to. That's what it's made for. When it's your wedding night, and because you are virgins, don't put any pressure on yourself thinking you've got to do such a position and then I've done that for 3 minutes now, rock her over and do that for 10 minutes and do this and do that. It's not about that. It's about getting to know each other's bodies, and you may not actually do penetration on your wedding night, and that's okay. That's absolutely fine if you don't consummate your marriage on your wedding night. It's fine. Because it's about getting to know each other and setting off as 2 virgins together, and her experiencing and getting to know your body and you experiencing and getting to know her body. So that's all I'd say. Stop watching the porn unless you want a wank. You know, put a latex glove on and think it's a posh wank, whatever you want to do. But do not be watching porn and thinking you're getting pointers and that I can sit here and say to you, right, well, you're 29, you're getting married, you're both virgins, I don't know your circumstances, but I think you should try. Number one. Number two, it's not about that. Sex is different for every couple. So I think laying together that first night after your wedding, lots of kissing, lots of foreplay, lots of intimacy. It doesn't even have to be fingering, wanking. It doesn't have to be that. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't matter. Just get to know each other's bodies. Massage her, let her massage you. You know, when you're touching her, what noises is she making? What does it feel like? It feels nice. Does it feel good? You know, she may be a little bit shy. You may be a little bit shy. You might not even get a fucking hard on. You might get fucking stage fright. So I would not, for one moment, I will honestly put my name to this. Do not anybody ever watch porn for educational purposes. Life, couples, relationships is not porn. We do try and do things in the bedroom that we've seen on porn. And I could write a book of all the wrongs that I've tried to copy and it hasn't quite gone right. You know why? Because I'm not a porn star. I haven't got 23 million cameras around me filming it. So, yeah, do not ever do that, please. But I wish you the best of luck if you're not already married. I don't know when this message was sent in. And, yeah, do not use porn for education purposes, okay? And I'll say that to everybody. So, 29 and a virgin. I mean, I thought I was bad at 19. I were a virgin on my wedding night. It was fucking horrific. It's Coke Zero. I phoned my dad after. I tell everybody this story. I don't know if I told you. Anyway, so virgin on my wedding night. Went and did what I had to do. And then he stayed in bed and I went downstairs because we didn't have mobile phones in them days. It was 1993. And I think they had car phones but not mobiles. And I went downstairs and phoned my dad and cried out phone when he answered it. And I said, Dad, I don't like it and I want to come home. And my mother in background, my mother, who's like 4'11", shouted, Derek, put that phone down. She's made a bed, she's to lie in it now. And I thought, I don't want to go and fucking lie in that bed again. I hated it. It was horrible. So, yeah, there you go. There were no porn acts or anything like that. You don't know what's going to happen up night. But all I'm going to say is how I got my daughter, who is now 25, is a fucking miracle in itself. Moving on. Anonymous, please, just to let you know that any messages that do come into the page, whether it be nighttime with Nelly or Sunday service, are always anonymous. Okay. Anonymous, please. Dear Auntie Nelly, me and my boyfriend have been together for 1.5 years. Since the start, we have had issues with sex. He never seems to want me or initiate sex. He also rejects me a lot when I initiate it. I have taken him to the kitchen table multiple times. Good girl. And then we have great sex after, but then things go straight back to the way they were. I've asked him if he's on any medication and he says no. I don't know what else to do. Every time I talk to him, he always says he does want me and will make a change. But every time I try and initiate, he will reject me. And every time I try to wear something sexy, he will always make an excuse not to do anything. Oh, God, the fucking rejection. Whenever I attempt to talk to him about it, he will just get angry and tell me to shut up, so I just stop talking. Please help me, Auntie Nelly. By the way, I love you and you have been so inspirational to me. Fuck a duck. I mean, she's gone out of her way. She's dressed as sexy as she can for you and you're going to fucking reject her. You couldn't even put your arm round her, give her a bit of a kiss and fucking finger it, girl. Do you know what I mean? Just because you're not feeling so sexy and you're not feeling like your libido's where it quite should be, you're not on an even keel, her sex drive might be up here and yours might be there, and then you go like that, and that's how it is in relationships. There's still things you can do as a couple, you know, that still increases that intimacy between you, that makes that other person still feel satisfied even though you're not penetrating them or, you know, giving them a fucking Kit Kat every night, whatever it may be. 1.5 years and you've had sex problems since the beginning, and every time you try and broach the subject, he gets angry, won't speak about it, and then he just like gives you like a fucking pity fuck, and then it goes back to normal. I'm sorry. I would not be taking this man any longer to the kitchen table. You've tried to sort of like go in with a softly approach, and I think it's time for the sledgehammer approach. So you've tried to say, like, are you on any medication? And he's gone, no. So there's no fucking reason for it, other than saying, are you fucking someone else, or are you wanking in the day and then you've got night in your ball sack left for me? What is it? I would go in with a sledgehammer approach now, sit him down at the kitchen table and say, listen, Flower, I'm a woman, I've got needs, you're not meeting my needs. Even when I dress sexy for you, you reject me. And I can't stand the rejection anymore. So I'd like you to no longer be in my life. So sometimes we don't chase, we simply replace. And the way I look at it also is, when a man rejects you, never ever forget this, ladies, never forget this. An actual sperm swims up to the egg. The egg doesn't come down to meet him. So never stoop to anybody's level. Never let them make you feel less than. Okay, so the fact that you're feeling less than, and you've got a year and a half with this and there's no explanation, and then when you're kicking and screaming he's giving you a pity fuck him off. Hashtag off you fuck Flower, there's the door, fuck off through it, bye Felicia. And at the end of the day, he has to go off then and make his choices. He either steps to the plate, deals with why he's got a low libido. Is there something going on in the background? Has he got financial problems? Has he got work problems? What's going on in his life? He needs to do that. You've tried to softly get to the bottom of the problem. But I think the more we're with somebody that doesn't find us sexually attractive, no matter what he says, if they're not giving us sex, it means to us, well, he mustn't want me. So we're being rejected on more than one occasion. It affects our self-esteem, it affects our self-confidence. And believe me, as difficult as it is to get rid of that person out your life, God, you'll sleep so much easier at night. Fucking hellfire. You know, you'll start to feel your own self-worth. And you want your partner to want you. You want your partner to want to devour you and make you feel like you're the only girl in the world. You want your partner to make you feel beautiful and wanted. That's exactly what you want. And if you're not getting that, then what is he actually bringing to the fucking table? So once again, don't forget, never chase, simply replace. And I'll say it again. The sperm swims up to the egg. It's not the other way around. And also, unless they're fucking you, feeding you, or financing you, fuck them off. Simple as that. Simple as that. You imagine, though, coming down like in a fucking maid's outfit or a fucking baby doll that you've just bought or whatever, and he's not interested. I mean, some girls, it takes up a lot of fucking courage to do that. Do you know what I mean? It can be like put them out the comfort zone, make them feel like they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, make them feel quite nervous, make them feel worried in what, you know, I don't look like the girls in the magazines, what's he going to think? Maybe I won't wear it, maybe I should. And then he just fucking rejects you. He don't fucking deserve you. He don't deserve you. I mean, and there are times in relationships where you're not feeling as sexy. But it's still about kissing and cuddling and holding hands, and, you know, you can still tell your partner that, you know, you find them attractive and they're beautiful. You know, there's lots of things you can do that keeps that sort of, like, intimacy between you. It doesn't all have to be fucking bedroom Olympics. And I think communication there is a big fall down for a lot of couples. It really is. You know, but you're asking him and he's not helping you, so he has to go. He has to go. Okie dokie. Dear Auntie Nelly, I am a 35-year-old man and I've been married for 7 months. Congratulations. I'm not... This year, did you get married? It might have been last year. I don't know when it got wrote in. I've been married for 7 months. I'm not able to penetrate my wife, though. I can't put my penis in her vagina due to a lack of hardness. What can I take? So you want to put your penis inside your wife's vagina, but your penis is actually a limp dick, so it actually won't go in because it's a bit flumpy. Okay, so what are the problems? Is it erectile dysfunction? Are you actually getting it hard on when you're wanking? Are you waking up with a hard on? Is it a physical thing? Is it an emotional thing? Is it a psychological thing? Once again, I'm not a medical professional. I have no idea on what you should be taking because I'm not a registered nurse in order to be able to prescribe something. So please go and see your GP. And whilst you're not able to put your little flumper-lump inside your lovely wife's vagina, why don't you use like a tongue or fingers or a cucumber, or other vegetables are available, but I would stay away from watermelons. You know, and use sex toys so you can still have lots of fun in the bedroom whilst you're actually finding out what it is that may be wrong with you or maybe not wrong with you. And the more sometimes we think about what's wrong with us, the more pressure we put on ourselves on that issue. and then you're falling down in the bedroom because you're thinking about it before you're getting in bed. You think, I'm not going to get an hard on here, I'm not going to get, and so you won't get an hard on. So there you go. Yeah, but yeah, go and see your general practitioner ASAP. I hope to God you did write this in quite recently and you've not been waiting for me to answer you, because once again I will say, ladies, if you sat there and you smelt like Fleetwood Docs, go and see your doctor. Fellas, if you sat there and the end of your fucking cock is a luminous green and you think you've got knob rot, go and see your doctor. Do not be writing into your Auntie Nelly. These could be from 2017 for all I know. I am a 23-year-old single woman. Have you seen what's happening here lately? Because people writing like, Dear Auntie Nelly, I'm 23, a woman, I am... People are starting off the Dear Auntie Nelly's like, that's quite cute. Dear Auntie Nelly, I'm a 23-year-old single woman. Anonymous, please. I have never been physically involved with anyone, but I have been friends with a colleague for 8 years. 6 months ago, we got intimate. Since I was a virgin, the first time we indulged in a lot of foreplay, and then he proceeded only when I was ready. Ah, he inserted his finger into my vagina. However, it was very painful and he had to stop. We tried it again a couple of weeks later and he had to stop again. 15 days ago, for the third time, we engaged in a lot of foreplay and he tried to enter using a condom. Very well done, safe sex. I'm liking that. He did not insert himself fully though, but I almost screamed and he had to stop immediately as I was bleeding and crying. Oh God, it's not good when you cry during sex, is it? I want to enjoy sex, but I fear my vagina is too small. Any advice? Have you thought about lube? You're a virgin. It's not about... Have you got... Is your vagina too small? We can give birth to like 10-pound babies, so nobody's vagina's too small. Because obviously when you're going through birthing system and you start having your contractions and your cervix starts contracting and you can get quite big things through there. Okay, so you're a virgin and you've tried it 3 times and it made you cry because you were bleeding and it was sore. Okay, so are you wet? When you say you're indulging in lots of foreplay, are you actually ready? If there's anybody on here dropping links of fucking scams, I will absolutely ban you. Block. There you go. Fucking blocked, you little bellends. Not fucking having it tonight. Right, okay, so, and are you nervous? The first time, because he tried to put a finger in it, we're like, ah, fuck me, no, stop. Second time, ah, no, stop. Third time, ah, no, stop. So have you got the fear as well? Because sometimes when we're frightened, when we're a bit nervous and we're thinking, shit, I hope it's not going to hurt, because I'd be like that with bum sex, it's going to hurt, innit? Because you're tensing, you're not relaxed. I'm not saying go out and fucking drink a load of cognac, but I am saying, you know, try to be more relaxed. How relaxed was you? Are you lubricated enough? Is there a chance that if you can't get out to shop and get some lube, will he spit on it for you? I think here there's a big fear. Okay, but as for your vagina being too small, no, I doubt it is. But if you really are bothered about your vagina, then please, please, please go and see your general practitioner to put your mind at ease. And once again, it doesn't always happen the first time, the second time, the third time. It might take a while until that wonderful, magical moment. But yeah, I think... Obviously, it frightened you to death the first time. You were still a bit tense the second, and you're probably more tense the third. And I think that's what's happened here. That's the problem. So I would say go and see your doctor anyway, just to make sure everything's quite tickety-boo. And relax. Relax and lots of lube. Relax and no rush. There is no rush for penetration. And I know that you want to have sex with this man, and that's wonderful. That's lovely. That you find somebody that you want to be intimate with, but there's no rush. Okay. So many trolls tonight, is there? Well, my Facebook watcher has just popped on. She's just messaged. So she'll be blocking and banning as I'm speaking. So don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Oh, what are we doing here now? Dear Auntie Nelly, I am a 23-year-old girl. I have never been in a relationship, largely because of my parents being so conservative. Okay. If they knew I watched you, they would disown me. Oh, thanks. Okay, so I can't come round to your mum and dad's for a cup of tea, I guess. However, for the past 2 years, I have been masturbating. Oh, you little fucking rascal. Oh, what, 2 years, 21. I find it addictive. Oh, and it gives me immense pleasure. But I end up feeling guilty after, once again, due to my parents. Why are they there? Are you doing it in front of them? I find it weird to discuss masturbation with anyone other than you. And just wanted to know if other women masturbate. Yeah. And also, will I still be a virgin when I get married because of this? Thank you. So this anonymous young girl has got conservative parents. It doesn't sound to me like she's in many a social circle where people are talking about sex, masturbation. It's not open. So she's watching my nighttime with Nelly's. And please, 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 once again, all advice I give is for entertainment purposes. However, sometimes there can be a little thing there that might be a little bit educational. But I would always say, you know, check it out for yourself. Fucking hell, nearly fucking naked. Do all women masturbate? No, not all women do. But a high percentage of women do. Not all women will tell you that they masturbate because it's something they like to do for themselves. And it's a private thing. Some women masturbate because they feel sexually excited. Some women masturbate because they're feeling tense or anxious. Some women masturbate because they're feeling stressed. Some women do it because it helps them fall asleep nicely. There's lots of different ways why people masturbate. There's nothing wrong with masturbation. And yes, you will still be a virgin on your wedding night. Absolutely. You will still be a virgin on your wedding night regardless, because unless you have actually had penetrative sex with a person, then you are still a virgin. So masturbation does not make you lose your virginity. If you are using sex toys or other things, implements, be very careful. You may break your hymen, therefore you wouldn't have a hymen. But yeah, do women masturbate? Your question was. The answer is yes. And will you still be a virgin on your wedding night if you've masturbated only? The answer is yes. That's it. So if anyone's got any more problems, yes, please keep writing into the page. It's all anonymous, so don't worry. And don't worry about the trolls. Please don't worry about them. Fucking hell. Oh, dear God. Will I still be a virgin when I get married? You wonder, don't you, on, like, education. I mean, I wasn't educated about sex at all, and I was a virgin on my wedding night, and I didn't really learn about sex until I was, like, divorced. Another story. I haven't brought Olivia, my daughter, up like that. I've always been very honest and open about everything. If she's ever asked a question, I've answered it honestly. I mean, obviously, you know, I've not been so crass or rude when she started asking questions, and we still don't make sex jokes and we don't talk about sex like friends because I'm a mother and she's my daughter. I don't like that kind of relationship. But, you know, if Olivia ever asked me a question about sex, I was always very honest and open about her, always. And it would be okay for Olivia to sleep with somebody if she's not going to marry them. I didn't want Olivia to grow up to be a massive slag like her mother. But it was okay. I tried to encourage Olivia to say, you know, if you meet somebody and you're in love with them and you want to be intimate with them, that's okay. The devil won't come and get you and take you to hell like my mum told me. So I think some people still, we have to remember that some people aren't very educated because the parents won't allow them to be. And, you know, we've got to sort of like have fun with it, and we've also got to draw the line where the parent and the child is on how much we explain. But, you know, you've got to have that circle of friends that you can talk to, and you've got to sort of like educate yourself in a medical way as well about certain things. If you don't know, then obviously don't be watching shows like this, and don't be watching porn, because that's not educational, they're entertainment. But I do understand that people do come to me with these things, and I try and help where I can. So there we go. Yes. Oh, God love her. Oh, Auntie Nelly, my husband has never bothered to shave his pubic hair. Oh, I feel like he needs to do this for hygiene reasons. Fucking hell. It's literally like a thick rug, and he really enjoys me to perform oral. But it makes me sick to go down there, not just seeing it all, but having it in my mouth. But I'm not sure how to talk to him, please advise. How have you got all this pubic hair in your mouth, that thick rug, when you're giving oral? What, are you doing it wrong? Because it don't really matter size at bush, because that's not what you're fucking putting in your mouth. You're supposed to put it in his dick and your gob. Unless, like, I've been doing it wrong for all these years. But okay, so yeah, so you're going down on him and the bush is quite big and it's affecting your chin and your cheeks and it's up your nostril and then it gets in one of your ears and it's like wrapped round your tongue a bit and you're trying to do all that and you're fucking choking on an ear, then you've swallowed one and it's not attractive. Why do you feel that you can give your husband oral sex but you can't actually talk to him about it? What's going on here? What's the lack of communication? That's the worry. The worry for me is, you know, why can't we communicate this with our partners when we're being so intimate? Because I find actually sucking someone's cock quite intimate. It's quite intimate. I'd say it's quite an intimate act of sex, actually, having someone's genitalia in your mouth. But yeah, if you're finding it difficult, then it's a case of like, there's lots of ways we can approach that subject softly, softly, not sledgehammer here, you know, and just saying like, listen, how'd you fancy a bit of whatever you call it, but before I do though, you know, I was about a bit of a trim. It's coming up to Christmas, ask him to do it as a present. He doesn't have to go fucking all fucking Hollywood, does he? You know, just a bit of a trim would be nice. I mean, I've never really thought about it. I suppose I've always been blessed because I only fuck younger men and they sort of like take quite good care of their general appearance. So I've never really had somebody who, when I've took the jeans off, it sort of like exploded like a fucking big wig in my face. It's never happened. But if it did happen, I don't think I'd like it. And plus, you know, I think if men keep it nice and trimmed down there, it makes the cock look bigger. Because I think when you've got lots of bush, you can't see the cock as much. So I'd encourage people to trim and shave. Is it a thing for hygiene purposes? I don't know. I thought pubic hair was there to protect you. And it's there for scent and shit like that, which is no good to me because I've no sense of smell. I've not had one for 9 years. I have no idea what they fucking smell like before I put it in my gob, which is not always pleasant. But, you know, that's the situations I decide to get myself into as a single 46-year-old woman. But that's another story again. Yeah, just have a chat with him and just say to him, you know, fucking hell, I was choking on one of your pubic hairs. We're going to get that trimmed. Just say it. It doesn't have to be a big thing. The more you go on about it in your head, the more you overthink it, and then you start detaching from the act itself, and it becomes a big fucking Hollywood blockbuster in your head that never needs to happen. So yeah, I'd say just, you know, just gag on his cock a bit and say you're choking on his pubes and just say, you know, I think it's time we have a trim. Maybe something you could do as foreplay together, you know. But I don't understand how couples, maybe because I'm so open and talk about anything, I'll talk a glass eye to sleep, like is what I feel like I'm doing now, but I am on a cocodamol haze at the minute. I don't really know what the fuck's going on. But yeah, I don't know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't understand how couples who can actually be so intimate can't actually sit at the kitchen table and have a chat about it. I don't get it. How you can't talk about it before the act or after the act, how you can't have that bedroom talk. I mean, there are some things we talk about in the bedroom that we don't talk about the day after, you know, in the cold light of day, you know, we only talk about them at night. And everybody has that as a couple. But, you know, I think the fact that, you know, it's making you gag or you don't like it, it's putting you off a bit, I think, you know, tell him. If he's never shaved it, he's never going to shave it. So unless you tell him to shave it, it's not even going to be in his universe, in his remit to think he has to. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I've never had any pubic hair. Mine never grew. My mother took me to the doctors when I were about, I think I was about 14. I think I've told this story before. If I'm boring you, I'm sorry, it's the cocodamol. And she was like, Antonella has no pubic hair, but she does have periods. Does this mean she can't have children? So my mother obviously very worried that she wasn't going to get grandchildren. And I just never grew any hair on my body. I've no hair leg, I've no armpit hair, I've no pubic hair. That's why you don't see me doing any hair removal reviews, because I've no fucking hair to remove. I've got it all on my face and my chin and my tash, and apparently now I'm growing a hair. If you saw me on my Instagram live, I'm Snella Uncensored, I actually thought I'd got a hair in my ear and I pulled it and it was attached. So I think all the hair on my body is actually on my head, face and neck. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, no, I don't have that problem. There is no bush down below. So it doesn't really matter about my collars matching my cuff. But I have got quite a lot of grey hairs now in my eyebrows. So I reckon at 46 now, if I did have pubes, I reckon they'd be on the way to being grey. So I'd whack them off then anyway, because that's not attractive. Not to me anyway. Dear Auntie Nelly, this is for Nighttime with Nelly. Hi Nell, Hello. I need your advice. Well, you've come to the right fucking place, flower pot. My fiancé keeps asking me to do anal. Oh, dear God in heaven. We've done it once before and I got a thrombosis pile. Oh, dear God. I had to go and see my GP. Now my fiancé is asking me to do it again, please. I can't put myself through another pile. It was agony. What shall I tell him? It's just not healthy for me. Now this date has been set and I'm dreading pulling up in my very old worn out Fiesta when he turns up in his new 4x4. Hey? What? She had anal sex, got a thrombosis pal. She said no because it's not good for her, but now she's got a Fiesta and he's got a 4x4. Right, so anal sex, right, will not give you piles, right? It won't give you piles because what give you piles, right, is like straining when you're having a shit. So when you're doing like constipated poos, that can give you piles. A thrombosis pile from anal sex, I doubt it very much, okay? They tell you when you've got pals that anal massage is right good for you, apparently. Like, it's supposed to be right nice. So I don't think having anal sex is going to give you a... I can't fucking see. I took too many cocodamol. I don't know what's going on here now. Why has she got a Fiesta and he's got a 4x4? Does she mean that his dick is a 4x4 and her arsehole is a Fiesta? I don't get it. It's not... Do you understand that? Is it my cocodamol? Right, now this date has been set. What shall I tell him as it's not healthy for me, but now the date... So she told him she will, and then she's dreading him pulling up in a very... No, she's dreading pulling up in a very... Is her arse out? Is her arse like a worn out Fiesta? And is his cock his new 4x4? I don't think you can get pals from anal sex, do you? I don't think you can. I don't know. I don't... Oh, fucking Google it. I can't be arsed with that one. Yeah, she can't be arsed because she'll get a pal. I've had a pal once, I think, years ago. I don't know if it got pushed up or I took some hemorrhoid cream. That hemorrhoid cream you can get, it's right good for wrinkles, you know. I tried it on a review and I ended up in some newspaper. Not on page 3. That's always been a dream of mine. But when I were on high beam, not now at low beam. No, be lucky to get on fucking back page at Daily Star. Right. Dear Auntie Nelly, moving on. My wife is 5 months pregnant. Anal sex, right? I bet it's right sore. You'd have to be right relaxed, wouldn't you? So I don't think if you're tensing and pushing out, that's going to be well sore, innit? So I think it's another thing that you've got to be like really relaxed about. Because if you've never had a finger or a tongue or anything and then just a cock going in there for the first time, oh dear God. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's causing me anxiety. My wife is 5 months pregnant and we no longer have sex, but we do indulge in mutual masturbation. Oh, I love mutual masturbation. For us both to have orgasms, that's nice. I've tried to insert my finger into her vagina to excite her, as this is what used to do it for her. But we have been wondering, oh, I can't read anymore, but we have been wondering if it's safe. Until how many months of pregnancy is it safe for her to have orgasms? Could it affect our baby? Your baby is in the actual... Your baby's not in your vagina. So fingering someone or fucking someone, unless your cock is 30 foot, it's not going to go anywhere near it, baby. Baby's fine. Baby's not going to get disturbed. The only thing I'd say is you might need to find, at 5 months pregnant, different kind of positions so you're comfier, yeah, whilst having sex with your partner. But your baby won't actually know that you're doing sex. Won't know because it's not in your vagina. The baby doesn't come into your vagina until you're actually giving birth through the birth canal if you haven't had sunroof, which is also known as caesarean section. So yeah, you can get fingered while pregnant and you can have sex while pregnant. The only thing I'd say there is baby knows night about it, so it's not a threesome, number one. And number two, just make sure you're comfy and you're finding positions where, you know, depending on your bump, how big it is, and, you know, making sure that there's no pain and things like that. So yeah, unless you've got a fucking 30-foot cock or she's fucking shagging a fucking bollard. I doubt baby will know, and I think everything will be all right. If you're worried, see your midwife. And that's been tonight's. I don't even know what day it is. What is it? That's been tonight's night time with Nelly, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I am. I have. So I don't think I need any more cocodamol tonight, do you? So yeah, keep writing into the page, and once again, you will never win a competition. There'll never be a freebie or a giveaway. There'll never be anything like that on your night time in Nelly's or your Sunday service in any of my reviews. So don't buy into the scammers, please. Any advice I've given tonight is for entertainment purposes only. So once again, if you sat there stinking of Fleetwood dots, get to doctors. If you've got knob rot, get to doctors. Do not wait either if it's something pressing for me to read it out on a Wednesday. Because I might not this Wednesday and I might not till next year or whatever, and it might be a problem that you write into and I might never get round to it. So there you go, that's been Night Time with Nelly. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I am. Give me a like, give me a love, give me a share, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Good night and God bless. Mwah.